1,356 yuan. Chen Yuan held Feng Minhui's hand and thought, right now, Minhui is my cash cow. I have to protect her well and not let the drop in affection from just now happen again. He said gently to her, Minhui, let's go back to school. It's getting late. In Chen Yuan's heart, he thought, although I really want to go a round or two, this kind of thing can't be too hasty. It's better to let it happen naturally. Feng Minhui was also moved by this action and thought, Chen Yuan is completely different from Li Jianping. He didn't mention going to a bar, if not I really wanted to. A moment later, Chen Yuan finally arrived at the south dorm. At the same time, a group of youths were coming down from upstairs, repeatedly cheering. Jianping, so enviable, so quietly you got the class beauty. All of us are still single. That's right, I didn't expect you little punk to be a step ahead. This is worth celebrating. You have to treat us no matter what. Moreover, it has to be a grand meal. The Li Jianping guy saw Chen Yuan passing by and deliberately spoke loudly so that he could hear. At that time, call the whole class to go, let's be lively. Chen Yuan pondered and went back to his dorm room. Inside, one roommate looked bitter and opened his receiver and spoke to him. Did you hear everything? That damn Li Jianping just went to watch a movie with the class beauty and already can't wait for the whole school to know. It's very obvious that he's targeting our room 503. Chen Yuan knew everything and smiled to comfort him. He won't be jumping around for long. Feng Minhui won't be with him. The other side turned around and said to Chen Yuan, don't talk nonsense. Feng Minhui went to watch a movie with him last night. Who knows what else they did? Moreover, didn't she not agree to a date with you today? That shows that she's really with Li Jianping. Chen Yuan simply sat down on the bed, only listened, but didn't say anything else. He turned on the computer, looked at the account balance for a moment and thought, already have new income so fast, maybe I'll go home tomorrow and check things out. Scene changed to Chen Yuan's house. A chubby man sits on a chair. Seeing Chen Yuan, he says, Xiao Yuan, you're back. That man is your uncle, Chen Yaodai. Chen Yuan walks in and coldly says, hello, uncle, his father says softly. We're talking here. Go back to your room first. After Chen Yuan returns to his room, his father's voice can still be heard outside. Brother, I understand your difficulties, but I still hope you can give me some more time. The stuff I have is almost enough to pay off the debt. I'll pay you a portion first. Then Chen Yao says smugly, one portion is definitely not enough. I have to hustle every day these past 2 days. You absolutely have to pay me everything at once. Chen Yuan's mother can't hold back anymore and shouts, Chen, no one does things like you. Who lent you 300,000 when you didn't have money for a car wash? And did they ever rush you to pay it back? Now we've only borrowed 200,000 from you, and you've come to rush us 3 or 4 times. What's your intention? Chen Yuan's father interrupts. Say less, will you? Your brother has his own difficulties. But Chen Yuan's mother still hasn't stopped and says bluntly, whether he has difficulties or not, he knows very well in his heart. I already asked his wife. He hasn't been hustling for money these past 2 days. He is still smugly saying that debts must be paid. It's a matter of course. It's a waste that we're even family. We can still get along. If it were an outsider, you'd see what debt collection is like. Chen Yuan's mother snaps back, ha, you still want to use violence to collect debts? Oh heavens, the Chen family are all white-eyed wolves. What was the point of treating you all so well in the beginning? Chen Yuan's father turns to say, what are you saying? Aren't there still some jewelry? Go into the room, find some, and sell it. We'll buy it back for you later when we have money. Chen Yuan's mother says irritably, stop it. What are we buying? Let's pay off the debts in the house first. Suddenly inside, Chen Yuan's system rings with a notification. A perfect life shouldn't carry debt. Time-limited mission, pay off family or personal debt. Mission reward, the amount of debt paid will be doubled for the host. The first time you pay 200,000, you will get 1 million, specifically for a car. Chen Yuan stares blankly at the notification in front of him, thinking to himself, this mission came at just the right time. His eyes light up, thinking to himself, even without the mission, I was planning to help old Chen ease some of the debt today. On this side, Chen Yuan's mother takes out the jewelry box and says, all the jewelry you've given me over the years is here. No matter how difficult things get, I can't bear to sell it. It's worth several tens of thousands of yuan. Let him take it back first. It seems like 2 gold rings were lost during the move. Hearing his mother's sigh, Chen Yuan blushes with embarrassment inside. Ernan needed some money to buy a bag for wanting, so I took my mother's 2 gold rings to sell. At that time, I was really an unfilial son. Chen Yuan pushes the door open forcefully, shouting clearly, "Mom! Dad, I have money!" Chen Yuan's father sees him and reminds him helplessly, "Now is not the time to joke around." His mother also has a tired face and says, "You see the situation in the house now? You still need that little bit of money to pay for your cafeteria card, right?" Chen Yuan scratches his head a little embarrassedly and says to his dad, "I really do have money, old Chen. Listen, can you hear the sound of receiving money?" Mom and Dad quickly take out their phones to look at the numbers inside and shout, 200,000! Chen Yuan's father asks in surprise, "Kid, where did you get so much money?" Chen Yuan then makes up an excuse. "Mom and Dad gave me a lot of pocket money before. I invested some money in cryptocurrency with a friend. He didn't let me touch it, saying that the potential for increase was great. Only these past 2 days did he convert it into real money." He thinks to himself, maybe this excuse will work. Anyway, the pocket money back then was really a lot. His mother immediately becomes happy, saying, "Good job, son. You've helped our family solve a worry." Chen Yuan's father also reminds his mother, "All right, let's pay the money first to send that plague away." Chen Yuan's father goes out to transfer the money to Chen Yaode, and then says coldly, "Yaode, we've paid off the debt." Chen Yuan's mother also curses, "Now that you've received it, get lost. Don't ever come to our house again." Chen Yaode looks at the real number in his phone and immediately becomes cowardly. He stammers, looking at Chen Yuan's mother, sister, Vinlaw. "What are you doing?" Chen Yuan's mother says sternly and loudly, "Don't you understand human language? I said get lost." After that, he doesn't need to leave on his own. Chen Yuan's parents kick him straight out. He looks inside in a daze, thinking to himself in confusion, "My cousin owes nearly 100 million outside. I thought he would run out of money eventually, so I had to come and collect the debt early. Why could they pay off the debt so quickly? Could it be that my cousin's new business is making money? Then he's about to get rich again." He then feels regret and slaps himself. "How can we ever meet again after what I did today? Damn it, why did I even come?" On this side, Chen Yuan's system rings with a notification. Checking that the host has completed the first debt repayment goal, the system will immediately issue the reward. Construction Bank card number, ending in 0098, has received 400,000 yuan at 11:39 on May 12th. The current balance is 1,163.56 yuan. Construction Bank card number, ending in 0098, has received 1 million yuan at 11:39 on May 12th. The current balance is 2635. Chen Yuan looks at his phone, thinking to himself, excluding the private money to buy a car from the second message, my private account already has more than 1 million. I didn't expect that coming home would not only help my parents solve a worry, but also have such a big harvest. Chen Yuan thinks. But completely solving all the debts in the house still requires a lot. So right now, even if I give all the million in my hand to old Chen, it's useless. The most beneficial thing is to use this capital to create more money. Chen Yuan looks at his parents, who are so happy that they're crying beside him, and thinks to himself, let's calculate. I can only give old Chen 2 more 10,000. Thinking this, he goes to his parents and says, Old Chen, I actually still have a portion that hasn't been withdrawn, about 10,000. Do you need to use it urgently now? Chen Yuan's mother waves her hand and says, Mom feels like we can keep it for now. The other debts aren't urgent for the time being. Suddenly, old Chen blushes and speaks up. Wait, give me 10,000 first, embarrassingly says. That, Chen Yuan, give me 10,000 first. Chen Yuan responds with a smile. That's right, old Chen. This is the right feeling. He recalls himself in the past, thinking to himself, this appearance of Dad is exactly like me when I asked him for money before. This thing like inheritance is really interesting. Cut to outside Li Xiao's house. Chen Yuan's standing there. He sees her and immediately says, Teacher, you're back. Li Xiao smiles when she sees him. Yep, no classes this afternoon. Chen Yuan leans in, all eager, and says, Are you free tonight? I wanted to treat you to dinner. You bought me food last time, so it's my turn to return the favor. The moment he says that, sharp eyes flash behind her, making both Li Xiao and Chen Yuan sweat bullets. Li Meng, her face full of killer intent, appears behind her teacher, making Chen Yuan stutter. Li Meng, Chen Yuan freezes, thinking, this teacher's little sister is seriously my nemesis. Can't mess with her, can't mess with her. These two sisters are really different. The older one is gentle, but Li Meng is tough and always on guard. She narrows her eyes at Chen Yuan. Chen Yuan gets super nervous under her gaze, then turns and stammers, "Oh, teacher, I suddenly remember I still have something at school. Might be busy tonight. We'll do the treat another time, okay? I'll go now." And he bolts. Li Meng says to Li Zhao with a serious face, "I told you that kid has ulterior motives." Li Zhao replies softly, "Maybe he really just wants to buy me a meal. Besides, even if he does have other intentions, I wouldn't agree." Chen Yuan's already outside, thinking to himself as he walks, "It's so hot." He absent-mindedly thinks back to the past, driving around in an air-conditioned car with Zhu Xiaoting that was comfortable and cool. Thinking about it still feels nice. Suddenly, he remembers something, takes out his phone, and thinks, "Wait, I actually have some money set aside to buy a car right now, but I haven't used it. Am I not giving the system enough face?" He thinks for a second, then texts Feng Minhui, "Free this afternoon, want to go car shopping with me?" Feng Minhui replies quickly, "Sure, no classes this afternoon anyway." Feng Minhui's friend reads the message and squeals to her, "Aya, you two lovebirds are already going to pick out a car together. That was fast. Are you not coming back to the dorm tonight? Tell me, tell me." Feng Minhui blushes and protests, "Don't talk nonsense. We're not even dating yet." Her friend teases, "Our Minhui is so lucky to find a rich gold, turtle, and a handsome one at that. That brat Chen Yuan got a steal." She reaches out and gives Feng Minhui's chest a playful squeeze, making her blush and exclaim, "Stop it." An hour later, at a top-tier 4S dealership, an employee sees them arrive and greets them, "Welcome, what can I do for you? Are you here to see cars? What kind of car are you looking for?" Another guy walks over, face red and dazed, and asks, "Minhui, what are you doing here?" Feng Minhui turns and says softly, "Oh, Senior Qin," she thinks to herself. "Qin Yang, the upperclassman who used to chase me in high school. Why am I seeing him here?" The guy walks up to them and asks her, "Minhui, who's this?" Chen Yuan steps forward and introduces himself. "I'm her classmate." Xin Xiao asks, "Oh, are you two here to see cars? What kind of car are you interested in?" Chen Yuan points to the car next to him without hesitation and says, "I want to learn more about this MCH model." Xin Xiao says enthusiastically, "The car exhibits are over there. Feel free to look around. You can also sit inside." In his heart, he's clearly looking down on them, thinking, the lowest MCH is at least 500,000, and it's more than 600,000 on the ground. This kid is dressed so plainly. If you don't have money, you don't have money. What's the point of bringing a female student to the 4S store and pretending to buy something? He stares blankly at Feng Minhui, thinking to himself, "Minhui is still so beautiful, worthy of being the goddess I pursued. I'm different from before. Salary of more than 10,000 a month, outstanding salesperson, drives a 200,000 Honda Accord to work. Girls are realistic now. Guys like me are their top choice." He just stands there, thinking all sorts of nonsense. He then walks over to her side and says, "Minhui, long time no see. If you're free tonight, how about we catch up?" Feng Minhui replies awkwardly, "Sorry, senior, I might not be free today. I have other plans tonight." Chen Yuan suddenly pipes up, "Hey, is it possible to arrange a test drive?" He gets interrupted and thinks bitterly, "I'm trying to ask Minhui out. What are you interrupting for? You can't afford it, so what do you want a test drive for?" "Wasting my time." He suppresses his anger and replies, "Sorry, the test drive vehicle has already been driven out by our boss today. No test drives today." Chen Yuan, with his history of changing cars every few days, thinks he is not someone who knows nothing about cars. He already saw the MCH in the store when he came in. If you can't arrange it, then change someone else. Without saying much, he gets off the car and shouts loudly to the front desk, "Excuse me, could you arrange another salesperson for me? I want to test drive immediately." A girl walks out and says softly, "Hello, my name is Chen Na. I am the sales consultant of the store. How can I help you?" Chen Yuan looked at the sweet girl in front of him,